Welcome to Good Morning Vail. I'm Gretchen. I am so excited. It's Monday, June 12th. I don't know if you're exhausted, but I know I am. This weekend was amazing. All things GoPro Mountain Games. I'm sure you caught Mark and I talking to all the brilliant athletes Thursday through Sunday, GoPro Mountain Games. We were there live Friday and Saturday, catching all of the different things happening, and the athletes were just so incredible to talk to. I met so many amazing human beings. We saw everything from slacklining to kayaking, whitewater rafting. The dogs were everywhere, biking. It was just insanely amazing. And something I really loved about all these athletes were they really focused on giving back to the communities. As you can see, the dogs. Doc Dogs was one of my favorites. I cannot even lie to you about that. And climbing, as well as all the concerts. I went to 2 of the 3 concerts, hence why I'm a little exhausted this morning. But happy Monday to you. It's the start of a brand new week, a gorgeous day out there. Hopefully you're having a great Monday thus far. We have an incredible show for you. We have Covered Bridge Magazine coming in and talking to us. We have a whole segment with them, as well as Father's Day right around the corner. We have Father's Day Arts and Crafts, which is going to be so awesome. I feel good. I got my gift for my dad in the mail. It takes some time because they live a little further away, but I think I might do the arts and crafts as well and send that too. Hopefully you're having a great Monday thus far. We have your local weather heading your way. Keep it right here for more Good Morning Vail.
This weather report is brought to you by Sun and Ski Sports, your new mountain sports headquarters.
Welcome to the TV8 Weather Center. I'm your host, Gretchen Pleshaw. Let's take a look at your weather for this Monday. 8 a.m., 51 degrees, a high of 58. Rain, 80% chance with scattered thunderstorms throughout the day. Winds west to southwest, 5 to 10 miles per hour. So definitely a very cold and wet day today. 8 a.m., 51 degrees, partly cloudy. Noon, 51 and scattered thunderstorms. 4 p.m., 54 and still rainfall. And 8 p.m., 53 degrees and cloudy. When we take a look at that I-70 corridor, you can see that Eagle, 55% chance of rain, 63 degrees is the high. Avon, 80% chance of rain, 58 is the high, and Vail, 58 as well, 82% chance of rain. Denver, 90% chance of rain, and 67 degrees is the high. So lots of scattered thunderstorms throughout the area. Low tonight, 43 degrees, a 20% chance of rain. Partly cloudy, and the sunset is at around 8:30 this evening. Let's take a look at the forecast throughout the week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, scattered thunderstorms. 57 for Tuesday, the high. 64 Wednesday, 64 on Thursday as well, and Friday 67, and you see some of that rain letting up, partly cloudy skies, and then Saturday 68 and partly cloudy. So it looks like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, a little precipitation, and then rounding out the rest of the week into the weekend, the sunshine will be coming up. Keep it right here for more of your weather and Good Morning Vail.
Good Morning Vail.
Here at Sun and Ski Sports, we are all about having the best summer adventures. Our full-service bike shop is here to help you get back on the saddle with services ranging from simple tire changes, full bike overhauls, and rentals. If trail running, hiking, or trips to the lake are your thing, our expert staff will fit you in the best performing footwear or clothing. And don't forget about a relaxing day on the water with our stand-up paddleboard rentals. Call Sun and Ski Sports in Avon or Dillon today, or learn more at sunandski.com/CO.
Hi, it's Maddie from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you" on Channel 92? Because we're always bringing you more Good Morning Vail every day from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More scoreboard updates every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. More Good Day Vail, 2 back-to-back episodes daily at 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. More news segments and shows highlighting our local community. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or on our website at tv8vail.com.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. We're so excited about our collaboration with Bobby and Kim from the Covered Bridge magazine. And of course, our very own Danielle, who is the general manager of TV8 here on Good Morning Vail. We got a chance to catch up with Bobby and Kim. Check it out.
Welcome back to the show. A new segment we're really excited about is Covered Bridge on TV8. And so we've got Bobby, Kim, and Danielle joining me on the couch to chat about this wonderful collaboration. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
We're really excited about any collaborations that we get to do here at TV8. So let's talk a little bit about TV8's goal. And you are our wonderful fearless leader here at TV8. So anytime Danielle gets to sit on the couch with us is a great time.
Thank you for having me, Maddie. So TV8, as you know, we purchased the station 2 years ago this month.
Yes.
Time flies when we're having fun, right? From Vail Resorts. And, our goal over the last 2 years has really been to make it more of a community television station. And I think that we're accomplishing that goal, not only here on Good Morning Vail, by bringing in a lot of the local businesses and local leaders, but also with other shows that we're doing, like Good Day Vail and the Scoreboard and all those fun things. And, we've talked recently about new things to come, new entertainment segments and such. And so I'm always looking for ways to kind of engage the community in what we're doing. And that's why I'm so excited about this new collaboration.
Which then we're going to focus on you guys, because the Covered Bridge has been around for quite some time, and people who have picked it up, seen it, read it, know that you guys really dive deep into our community. You come with us or come at us with some heavy hitting stuff. And so let's talk about Covered Bridge magazine, what your goal is, and what you're looking forward to in this collaboration.
Yeah, so Covered Bridge is a biannual, well, it would be semi-annual.
Correct.
It's hard to keep track. So yeah, Jaunt Media Collective, we're out of West Vail, and we have 3 magazines. One of them is quarterly, and Covered Bridge is semi-annual. And so we come out with a print publication twice a year it's beautiful, it's very dynamic, and we have a lot of wonderful stories, investigative and lifestyle journalism that we love to highlight in print and online. And so the opportunity to work with TV8 has been really exciting for us. We're, again, also very community-minded and hoping to elevate our media companies together and continue to create wonderful storytelling and get that out in different ways, like video with TV8.
Yeah, I think Covered Bridge, like you said, it really is a passion project that we've created for a place that we love and call home. And there's so many businesses here. There's so many unique people doing some really creative things in our valley, and we just have a great opportunity to get to tell their stories. So when TV8 came up and presented the idea of potentially collaborating together on ways that we can support businesses and the valley together, it was a perfect match. Watching your show constantly really inspired us to come check it out, and then we actually filmed the segment once with you, and
Yes.
then it was, I don't know, the relationship just blossomed, and we're excited to explore it and excited to continue it on.
So as we're talking about this collaboration and viewers are watching, wondering what's next for the collaboration, what can they expect to see from our 2 wonderful entities combining forces?
Yeah, I think,
Or I should say collaborating forces.
I think that, as a company, Deerfield Media has always been very engaged in like multimedia journalism and how we can make that work for not only our viewers, but for our clients. And so our kind of first step in that forte together is a nice segment where we're going to be highlighting some of the Covered Bridge articles from the magazine, bringing those people in the studio or meeting them where they are, and bringing those to light through video as well, so that not only can you read about it in the magazine, you can also see it in video form.
Which I think is one of those things that captivates the audience, because when you read something, you get to kind of make your own voice. And I know I'm an avid reader of books, and I always create the characters in my brain. So it's really cool to have you guys give these people the opportunity to use their voices in the written word, and then come on and share their stories in the verbal word as well. And so what are you guys most looking forward to in this collaboration?
I just think the layers of journalism like this can be endless. These stories they're beautiful when they're in print. They're beautiful online through our magazines. And through Covered Bridge, with the photos that we get to showcase local photographers, amazing storytellers, writers, journalists, as well as community members. And so being able to add this layer and this depth and going back to revisit the articles and talk to the sources, talk to who we're highlighting, whether it's going to be a writer interviewing or Bobby and or I interviewing. There's so many different ways that we can highlight these stories. So I just think adding to the depth of the narrative is the most exciting part for me.
Yeah, I think it's pretty unique, like you brought it up, bringing a story from paper to life. Right? And we wouldn't have that opportunity without Deerfield Media and TV8 presenting that opportunity to us. There's another unique part of it. It's not just the stories. Danielle and I work with a lot of businesses here.
Yes.
So we can now make a business's print ad come to life in your kitchen over there and cook a recipe here. Or take TV8 to their business and show the reader what their business actually looks like so they can experience it without even walking in and then know that they want to go walk in. There's multiple layers there.
That was my next question. What is the benefit of people joining Covered Bridge magazine as an advertiser, but then coming to us, turning it into video because it reaches such a broader audience that way?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I think, savvy businesses at this point know that they really do need to be kind of dabbling in multiple different types of media to get their message out, because our viewers may not be the same as the readers of Covered Bridge. And so if you're doing something with both of us, then you're kind of capturing both of those audiences.
Which I think is such a powerful way for businesses to make their voices heard. And especially because we're known as this tight-knit, very caring community, but as we're starting to see more people make their way here and as we're starting to see more businesses develop, you have to get your voice out there in many different forms.
Absolutely. And so with this collaboration, we'll be able to do that. And so certainly advertisers can continue to still buy from Covered Bridge a space or still buy from TV8. Or if you're looking for a multimedia approach, then we can offer you our collaboration and be able to do things together.
Now, if a business is looking towards that multimedia approach, what's the best way for them to get in contact so that they are making their way through the steps and they're doing it appropriately?
I think they can either reach out to Bobby or myself.
Yeah, and I think it's really up to us to let people know that this collaboration is happening, right? So the more Danielle and I get to celebrate businesses through working with them, we can actually communicate that this is a possibility for them. And why not, right? Like that to me is the thing, like you mentioned, our valley is so tight-knit and each business serves a piece and each business serves somebody in our community. But not everyone knows they exist. Not everyone knows where to find them. Some people actually don't even know the resource, like I said, is available. So this is a great way to reach them in every single level, every outlet of media.
Now, we know that you can find TV8's Good Morning Vail or any of our other great programs on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92 or on our website at tv8vail.com. But if people are interested in getting their hands on the Covered Bridge magazine, where can they find it?
Oh gosh, I hope it's everywhere, but we're doing our best with distribution. In the town, the valley itself, multiple locations. Many businesses will have them. If you're in Vail Village, all the boxes are available there. It's a free publication, believe it or not, but you can actually subscribe to it. That's a great way. If you don't live in Vail, you're not walking through the village, you can grab it. But Covered Bridge is in 500 plus locations currently in the state of Colorado. So if you're in Denver, you'll probably stumble across Covered Bridge somewhere. Boulder, Loma, Colorado. I mean, we're spread out a lot, but hubbed in the valley. Hopefully you walk into your favorite local coffee shop and it's sitting right there on the counter for you.
We also have coveredbridgevail.com. So online, we put all of our articles online, and we'll be excited to embed some video on certain articles that we work with you all on.
It's all so exciting, and I love when we see like incredible teams come together and merge to just make it that much greater. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to chat with us, giving us all this great information. I cannot wait to see what this collaboration brings for us and for you guys.
Thanks, Maddie.
Thank you, Maddie.
Make sure that you continue to watch TV8's Good Morning Vail. That way you can see Covered Bridge on TV8. And make sure that you stop by any one of your favorite coffee shops or any place where you could find the Covered Bridge magazine and you get your hands on it, because some of the articles are so moving. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned.
Good morning, Vail.
Hello everyone, I'd like to welcome you into Rugs Benedict to come explore our 12,000 square foot showroom. We've been serving the Vail Valley for over 50 years now with flooring needs. And we inventory a ton of product from Carpet One to provide the very best values, highest style. We just built a warehouse, 15,000 square foot warehouse in gypsum. So we have over 120 different broadloom carpets. We have a lot of waterproof wood flooring, things that we can install right away. We have employee installers, a lifetime installation warranty. Many of them have been with us for decades and they're true craftsmen in their work. They're absolutely extraordinary at installing any of the flooring that we provide. We also have over 1,000 area rugs in stock right now. And they start at 2x3s. I could bring these into the studio today, but they go all the way up to 12x16s. And we have them hanging on the racks just like shopping for clothing. So it's very easy for you to just flip through, see what's available. We'll deliver them to your house so you can check out how they look in your space with your lighting. All different sizes, all different shapes, some things that are going to be a little bit more contemporary as well as tribal, traditional, all the latest and greatest looks. We have things that are hand knotted, silk, woolen silk options, all the way down to some machine made indoor outdoor type rugs. So really anything that you're looking for your business, for your home, for a rental, Rugs Benedict can provide it. And one thing I consistently hear when people leave our showroom is, that was so easy, thank you so much. So we make the process very easy. Come in, take a look, and we'd love to offer you a free estimate. Look forward to seeing you in our showroom.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Time to rise and shine? There's no better way to start your day off than with the Good Morning Vail crew. You asked for more and TV8 delivered. Good Morning Vail is here for you with your local news, sports, weather, and community events every morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. No matter the season, we give you a reason to watch, so grab your coffee and join the fun. Live stream us at tv8vail.com or on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. And remember, there's more for you on 92.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. You just saw an awesome interview with Bobby and Kim of the Covered Bridge magazine. Now we have a whole new segment for you to check out.
Hi everyone, welcome to Covered Bridge on TV8. My name is Kim Fuller. I am the co-owner of Jaunt Media Collective in West Vail and the editor-in-chief of Covered Bridge magazine.
And I'm Bobby LaRue, the other co-owner and the director of partnerships at Covered Bridge magazine. We have the pleasure today of sitting down with Jennifer Weintraub, a longtime local here at the Vail Valley. She's a fantastic creative who does a lot of contributing to Covered Bridge magazine. So we're excited to have Jen on the couch today here at Covered Bridge on TV8. Welcome, Jen.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So I just mentioned you're a longtime local in the Valley. How long have you actually been in the Vail Valley? Or Eagle River Valley?
Yeah, I've been here for almost 15 years.
Amazing.
I came here, like many people, just for a winter, and I don't know, I've found a husband, I found a job, we found a home, and we love it, and this is where we raise our family. And I have 2 kids who are 3 months and 2.5.
And Jennifer does a lot of contributing to Covered Bridge. You've done photography. You were our cover photographer last summer, a beautiful mountain bike shot on the Grand Traverse.
Yes.
And you do style for us, which, you know, she's a great consultant for that, obviously. And the article that we're focusing on today is about mountain mamas and tips for postpartum specifically. So for the summer-fall issue, the title of the magazine, Tips for Mountain Mamas, the truth behind postpartum recovery. And Jennifer was sharing with me earlier that the article was a struggle for you. And tell me a little bit about that.
So I originally pitched you the article, I was probably 2 weeks postpartum, and I wanted to still be in the magazine, so I wanted to send you something, and anything I wrote, it it didn't sit right. And part of that was I was writing this when I had a newborn, 1 or 2 months old, and I'm working during naps and nights, which are these tiny little windows of like 1 hour to 1.5 hours. You're not on a ton of sleep. Our sleep is pretty good, but you're just not yourself. You're not focused, and then you have this little window, and you're like, okay, sit down, be creative, right, go. And like, things you just can't turn on like that. And I think that was why I struggled through this, is getting a clear mind without any distraction of all the other million things you have to do that are running through your mind. And also because I was in it, writing this about postpartum recovery, like I hadn't even recovered yet because I was so fresh and in it. But I knew, this being my second pregnancy, I had learned so much from the first one. I had a better plan of what I was going to do with this pregnancy. So I did have a better idea, and I've been working with physical therapy, pelvic floor specialists, and so I knew a lot more going into this one. But it was really tough.
Yeah, well, this quote, and I'm going to read this just to set the tone for, I think this poured out of you in the sense of like, this is what I was going through with the article, but also in the moment, in the sense it's not exactly what, the expectations can be different than what you maybe have thought, especially, you had already had one baby and then you had another, and so different experiences. So Jennifer writes, within 6 months of giving birth, I thought I would feel like myself again, but I was far from healed. Many women, especially those who were active before and during pregnancy, expect to bounce back quickly. I was surprised at how long my body didn't feel like my own. Recovery from pregnancy takes longer than most would expect, even for the fittest of athletes. Stephanie Drew, a certified women's health specialist at Howard Head Sports Medicine, says it's normal for it to take up to 2 years to feel fully recovered.
Yeah, that was a big surprise for me. So I started working with Stephanie Drew. She's a physical therapist at Howard Head Sports Medicine who specializes in women's health and pelvic floor. And during my second pregnancy, I had so much pain in my lower back and shooting down my leg that I could barely walk. Eventually it went away. I think it was just how the baby was sitting, but I started going to her to see what we could do. And in going to her for that, I started asking all these other questions about, okay, well, we're not really solving anything right now, so I just have to let it go and embrace this is where I am and do what I can, which is walk when I could. And then we started just talking about, what do I need to do for postpartum? And my first pregnancy, they said at 6 weeks, you're cleared. I'm like, okay, great, I can start running. And I told her that, and she was like, no. Not that you can't, but running is such a high impact sport on your pelvic floor, which is stretched so much during pregnancy, and your core, which is stretched. And so now you have no stability, and your core, that's the stability for all movement that you do. And so you can start exercising right after pregnancy, but not those high impact sports. And I had no idea. So I actually followed her directions this time and waited the full 12 weeks to start running. But that was when she said it takes 2 years, it can take up to 2 years. I was really surprised when you think about it. And women, your body's being stretched, your hormones are crazy, and it just, there's a lot of things going on in your body. And if you have knee surgery, yes, you can ski the next year, but you don't have that full strength in your knee. You're not skiing to the same level of aggressiveness that you were before surgery. Probably your second season, you're back skiing as aggressively as you were before. And I just didn't think about that with pregnancy. You just expect, okay, 6 weeks, you should start healing again, but it takes that long for everything to recover. And not only that, for you to build your strength back up. So a few things I found interesting when I was talking to them were, one of them is your body heals and recovers when you're sleeping. And new mamas aren't sleeping very much. So it takes a lot longer to recover. So I've noticed this time, sometimes I feel great and I run, and maybe I'll do it 1 or 2 days in a row, and then I'm exhausted. And so you have this level of exhaustion that you don't have when you're totally okay. And it just takes a lot longer for your body to recover because of sleep, because if you're breastfeeding, you're still sharing those nutrients with your baby. So it's not, your body still isn't your own. And I was surprised to hear how long it takes to actually regain your endurance, your strength, and your fitness.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty interesting to hear that from my side of things, right? It's like we just get to kind of observe, and obviously you see the body change and you see the body react, but to understand that from an athletic standpoint, you being a pretty big mountain athlete, you're out there on your bike, you're out there hiking, you're out there doing all these things, and what has also helped, you mentioned physical, but is there some stuff you're doing for the mind to just remind yourself, or some mantras or things that you have to get you through those tough times of when you might want to go running, but the body is not reacting the way you want it to?
So I've really tried to embrace doing what I can and just having grace and patience through the process. And some days it's easier than others. Obviously, it depends how much sleep I get, how much coffee I've had, but it's doing what I can. So when I don't feel great, just getting outside, I'm going to go for a walk and wear the baby. And, just getting some fresh air is great. Finding the support of moms groups is great, and just taking care of yourself. But I think it's just trying to embrace okay, I can't run, but I can walk. I can't do this, but I can do this. And so trying to have just patience in the process, because it takes a lot longer than you think. And just like you're recovering from an injury, if you had knee surgery or shoulder surgery or any other surgery, you would give yourself that patience. You'd be going to physical therapy, you'd be taking care of yourself, and you'd have that time to recover, and it would take about 2 years to have that strength and that muscle mass back.
Well, you speak to that. I mean, it's pretty amazing, that side of things. But I've noticed from your social media, I've noticed from keeping an eye on what you and your family is up to, is you really haven't seemed to skip a beat. I mean, you're still out there adventuring. I see camping. I think I saw international travel already.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty exceptional. Can you offer any advice to some moms out there to
Yeah.
My life isn't over.
No.
What is that?
So we've changed our expectations. So we did go to Mexico with a 3-month-old and a 2.5-year-old. And I think the hardest part was getting a passport photo for a 5-week-old, because you have to have them sit still, and that's just not possible. But our expectations were just, we're going to eat good food, we're going to have some drinks, we're going to relax, we're going to go to the beach, we're going to go to the pool. And we didn't have these big expectations. Yes, we miss our big trips where we used to hike all day and bike all day and take motorbikes through Indonesia to these waterfalls and all these crazy adventures, and we're not there right now. And so it's okay, we're trying to focus on the things we can do. So camping, Fruta is a great spot for kids because we can take loops and do that through the campground, and finding other friends who are in the same boat as us, because then we can do girls go for a ride, guys go for a ride, and trading off. So it's, I see other people's adventures, and it's hard. So I'm man, I really miss that, and I miss doing that. And we're it's just for now. They're little, and it's just for now. So it's what can we do? But in that, we've also found other destinations and other things to do. So where's a spot that we can go hiking, and we found, we find different things where, other than we're going to go to our same places that we always go, Moab and Crested Butte and all these places. And we haven't been to Moab in years because they're all big rides and they're spread out. So we miss it, but what can we do? And so I think trying to shift that focus, and it's not always easy, but it's more important to get out and do something than to stay at home and do nothing. And you're not always going to have everything right. When we went camping, I packed the wrong clothes, and I forgot this, and I didn't do that, and it's a learning experience. And so I didn't get it right, but I'm okay, so next time I want to bring these pants or this toy for them or whatever it is, but like you only learn by doing. And unfortunately, like sometimes failure, you learn the best. Like you just, like you have to get through it, but I think the fear of holding back is worse than staying at home and having that regret.
Yeah, I think we'll have to potentially have a follow-up piece that's adventuring with kids, right?
Yeah.
We'll continue to have Jennifer contribute to Covered Bridge in ways that, you know, are so interesting to readers, and this has been very interesting for all of the viewers, and definitely a worthwhile conversation, and more to come. So congratulations
Thank
on
you.
baby number 2
Thank
and
you.
continuing to get out there with your family. And thank you so much for contributing to this
Absolutely.
issue. Definitely pick it up, summer and fall, the Journey issue of Covered Bridge magazine. And this has been Covered Bridge on TV8. We'll see you next time.
Good morning, Vail.
Hi, I'm Cece Zach with Good Day Vail. And if you're looking for something to do in the Valley and you just have come up with no ideas, think about Vail Club 50 and join us for the next episode of Good Day Vail, where we speak with Jimmy Arbor, who is the chairman of the board, as well as Lori Prentice, who's the secretary. Cheers.
I'm Clinton Griffiths, the host of Ag Day Television. Get the latest news about crops, livestock, rural living, and so much more from our award-winning team. Follow the food you eat from the field to the store to your table every day, because what's happening on the farm matters to you and your family. Watch Ag Day weekdays.
Learn the latest in science each week and how it relates to everyday life. From space exploration to plant biology to the latest in high-tech advances. Every new scientific development is explored and explained in an understandable way. Amazing stories each week. Watch Science Now.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Vail Skin and Lashes, located in the heart of Avon, offers a full array of aesthetic and medical treatments and services. We feature only the highest quality products in an upscale medical-grade skincare boutique. Experience this luxurious, welcoming, and inviting environment. We are dedicated to providing expert personalized care, artistry, wellness, beauty. That's Vail Skin and Lashes Medical Spa.
Join us on the Leadville Railroad. This fun-filled train ride takes you and your family on an unforgettable trip through the heart of the Rockies for a half-day trip of adventure, relaxation, and sightseeing. Enjoy the spectacular Colorado scenery. Even meet the engineer. Book your adventure on the Leadville Railroad today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Good morning, Vail.
This weather report is brought to you by Sun and Ski Sports, your new mountain sports headquarters.
Welcome to the TV8 Weather Center. I'm your host, Gretchen Pleshaw. Let's take a look at your weather for this Monday. 8 a.m., 51 degrees, a high of 58. Rain, 80% chance with scattered thunderstorms throughout the day. Winds west to southwest, 5 to 10 miles per hour. So definitely a very cold and wet day today. 8 a.m., 51 degrees, partly cloudy. Noon, 51 and scattered thunderstorms. 4 p.m., 54 and still rainfall. And 8 p.m., 53 degrees and cloudy. When we take a look at that eye I-70 corridor, you can see that Eagle, 55% chance of rain, 63 degrees is the high. Avon, 80% chance of rain, 58 is the high. And Vail, 58 as well, 82% chance of rain. Denver, 90% chance of rain, and 67 degrees is a high. So lots of scattered thunderstorms throughout the area. Low tonight, 43 degrees, a 20% chance of rain. Partly cloudy, and the sunset is at around 8:30 this evening. Let's take a look at the forecast throughout the week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, scattered thunderstorms. 57 for Tuesday, the high. 64 Wednesday. 64 on Thursday as well, and Friday 67, and you see some of that rain letting up, partly cloudy skies, and then Saturday 68 and partly cloudy. So it looks like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you know, a little precipitation, and then rounding out the rest of the week into the weekend, the sunshine will be coming up. Keep it right here for more of your weather and Good Morning Vail.
This weather report is brought to you by Sun and Ski Sports, your new mountain sports headquarters.
We're all looking for ways to be more sustainable. That way we're better to our environment, and that way we can see the snow stick around a lot longer, since we all live in these wonderful mountain towns that we know and love. Well, Mountain Towns 2030 and their director, Chris Steinkamp, is joining me to talk about all of the wonderful things that they have coming up. And you guys have an incredible thing taking place in October that people can get involved in.
Thanks, Madeline. It's going to be exciting. We're looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to hearing more about it, because what you guys at Mountain Towns 2030 do is really important, and you guys collect this group of humans from all walks of life to come together and come up with ways where you can be more sustainable.
Yeah, I mean, we are a network of mountain communities all across the U.S. And, as you know, mountain communities are on the front lines of climate change. We're seeing the impacts in our communities every day, whether it's through low snowpack, wildfires, drought, rivers running low. It's a omnipresent threat that we're seeing every day. But it's also an economic threat as well. And so our work is centered around bringing mountain communities together to have these conversations about what we're seeing, the issues, but also how we can all work together to address it more effectively and to set really bold, ambitious climate targets. Because if we're not taking action on climate, who is?
Which is something that's so important, and something that's getting a larger voice now. This is something that a lot of people have kind of put by the wayside for quite some time, and now that we've really seen it affect so many places that we know and love, it is important that we take these steps. And so as we're talking about Mountain Towns 2030, can you give us a little bit more information about kind of what your goal is here?
Sure. So Mountain Towns 2030 was started in 2019 by a group in Park City who had been working to really set bold, ambitious climate goals for the community for the past 2 or 3 years. And we realized, at that point, that after we got all of these goals passed and the community made this really ambitious commitment to address climate change, that every mountain community is going through more or less the same process. And that, in order to really meet these goals in the time frame that we have, which is the window is getting tighter and tighter, we really should be sharing this data. So our intent was to work with every other mountain community to say, look, we've figured this stuff out. And many other communities like Vail and Park City and Aspen have really figured out a lot of this. So a lot of what we're trying to do is bring the communities together, have that dialogue, but also build capacity in some of the smaller communities that might not have the resources to do it. So our work is really centered around sharing data, collaborating, bringing communities together, but also bringing all the stakeholders together in these communities. So not just the elected officials, but their sustainability teams, the ski resorts, the businesses, the nonprofits, to really have kind of a cross-functional conversation about how, as a community, we're going to move forward together quicker.
Now, there's a lot of inspiration that goes into a project like this. Obviously, you guys are a bunch of snow-loving, kind of outdoor enthusiasts. And so was that the main point of inspiration for creating Mountain Towns?
Well, yeah. I mean, the snow and the lack of, or the inconsistent snowpack was the kind of the initial driver. But I think that everyone realizes that, if we don't address climate change, it's an economic issue for all of us. It affects our jobs, our livelihoods, and the future of our communities. So we really need to be doing something about it. And that's the main driver for what we're doing.
Now, if you were to recommend that people make that first step into being a little bit more sustainable and a little bit better to the environment, what would you say that first step is?
Well, I would say get active in your community. I think climate action comes from, policies that are set in the communities and the commitments that are being made. But, those commitments are being made because of the voices that they hear from the community members. So if you really want your community to take really aggressive action on climate, go to the town council meetings, be a voice within your community to help them make those commitments and take the action that's needed.
Now, if people are interested in getting involved with you guys to help make maybe their business have those right steps moving forward, or maybe to raise their voice in their community, how can they get involved?
So Mountain Towns 2030 is a nonprofit, and we work with every mountain community and the stakeholders within it. So visit our website, mt2030.org. Let us know, and we'll be in touch. We've got lots of programs throughout the year that really help you, give you the tools, the actionable tools that you need to really take on climate change in your community.
Now, since you guys are such a newer nonprofit, 2019 being your starting point and kind of the year that you took off to expand into such greater things and reaching so many different mountain towns, what's the history? What drove you guys to come together and form this incredible nonprofit?
Well, I think, as I was saying, in 2019, Park City set this really ambitious goal to address climate change and to reduce emissions 100%. And I think the driver behind that was that we really realized that, this data should be shared. The insights and the challenges that we overcame needed to be shared with other communities that might not have the resources to do what we did. Because again, we realized that this is something that needs to be solved really quickly. And if every community had to wait and to take on this challenge and do it over a longer period of time, we could accelerate that timeline just by being transparent and sharing the data. And so our whole idea was to make sure that communities are sharing the insights and the challenges and working together so that we can move this forward that much faster.
And something that you guys are doing to bring communities together to share this data is your climate solutions gathering that you have coming up. And so let's talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so we are excited. We meet every year. This year we're coming to Vail on October 18th and 19th, and it's our annual gathering of elected officials, mountain communities. Basically, we'll probably have 50 to 75 mountain communities there from all over the country. Elected officials, sustainability teams, ski resorts, businesses, and nonprofits, all there talking about climate change. But I think what makes this summit really unique is that it's focused on real world solutions. It's not just a lot of talk about the issue and what's going to happen and the predictions for the future. This is about putting real world solutions in place. And again, having communities talk about the work that they're doing, and hopefully it can inspire other communities to do the same.
Now, if there are other nonprofits that want to get involved and be part of the change that you guys are going to make, what's the best way for them to get in contact with you?
Our website is the best way, and our contact information is on the website, and it's mt2030.org.
Chris, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us, giving us all this wonderful information. And now, if people are interested in just coming to the summit that you guys have coming up in October, can they just come and attend and learn from all of these powerful people talking about the same issue?
Absolutely. It's, the attendees are mainly focused on stakeholders from mountain communities, but go to our website, take a look. If it's relevant to you and if you think it would be helpful for the work that you're doing, by all means, please join us. Registration is on our website, and we're excited to be in Vail in October. And thank you to the town of Vail and Avon and Eagle County for having us.
I cannot wait to see what comes of this, and I want to thank you personally for all the hard work that you do. I think what you guys do is really going to save our mountain towns. And one of my dad, who is a longtime die-hard skier in the ski industry, his favorite quote is, "As a skier, we are snow farmers, and if we have a bad snow year, then we have a bad year of crops." And we keep seeing that more and more, and so thank you for making that difference.
Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Make sure that you check out Mountain Towns 2030. That way you can just see what your community is doing to make a difference. And if you need help raising your voice to have your community make that difference, well, they're a great starting place. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned.
Good morning, Vail.
It's that time where we're talking Sun and Ski Sports Product of the Week. Now, we've got a great pair of shoes if you're looking to get out there and enjoy the courts. Now, these shoes are going to be as tough for you as you are on the competitor. Now, this is the Head Revolt Pro 4.0. This shoe has so many great features to it, and I don't even know where to begin. Head has this incredible technology called the T-Core 360, giving the shoe core strength, enhanced stability, and torsional support. Now, this also has a lockdown strap right here that's integrated into the lacing system, making it nice and easy for you to keep your foot stable while you're out there enjoying the courts. Now, it also has a 360-degree ventilation cooling system, not only on the top of the shoe, the upper portion right here, but also on the sole of the shoe where that nice little vent is to help you keep your feet cool while you're enjoying the courts. Now, it also has a lateral control to avoid rollovers with your ankles when you're out there enjoying anything that you're doing on the courts, whether it's tennis or pickleball. These are the shoes for you to make sure that you are nice and supported while you're enjoying your favorite sport. Now, to get your hands on these fabulous shoes, you should check out Sun and Ski Sports. Whether you go online or whether you shop in store, you can go in and find your perfect pair of courtside shoes. That way you can enjoy everything that you're doing and make sure that your feet are nice and stable out there. We want to thank Sun and Ski Sports for giving you this product of the week. We've got more after this.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
I'm Clinton Griffiths, the host of Ag Day Television. Get the latest news about crops, livestock, rural living, and so much more from our award-winning team. Follow the food you eat from the field to the store to your table every day, because what's happening on the farm matters to you and your family. Watch Ag Day weekdays.
Hi, it's Maddie from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you" on Channel 92? Because we're always bringing you more Good Morning Vail every day from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More scoreboard updates every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. More Good Day Vail, 2 back-to-back episodes daily at 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. More news segments and shows highlighting our local community. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or on our website at tv8vail.com.
Hi there! Are you ready to explore famous neighborhoods from New York City to Kentucky? Watch The Neighborhood with host Nicole Newman. Featuring famous people, unique history, and delicious places to eat and drink. Our viewers get an inside personal look at each neighborhood. With each episode we learn, grow, laugh, and live like a local, not just a visitor. Welcome to The Neighborhood. Check your local program schedule and tune in.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. As you know, Father's Day is right around the corner, and if you have not yet gotten your dad that special gift, what is better than a craft? Sandy Sandler helps us learn how to make crafts, and this one is a great thing to do for your dad this Father's Day. Check it out.
Father's Day is approaching, and we all know and love this holiday, but have you kind of struggled to get your dad something? Well, we've got the craft queen from Bodabra, Sandy Sandler, joining us, and she's going to walk us through some great gift ideas that you can do yourself. Good morning, Sandy.
Good morning, Maddie. It's so great to be here.
It's so nice to have you, and it's always so fun to see what you're going to create, only because you bring in some pretty good stuff. We had fun over the winter doing some different kind of gift ideas, and so what do you have for us for Father's Day?
Well, we have some fun things. Let's start with something that's super, super easy. So you take a piece of cardstock and just copy your child's hand, and then what you do is cut it out so you have the little hands here. Then you take your the paper and you put it together, and so you have a really cute little Father's Day card. So this one says, "You are awesome, Dad."
That is so cute. That's such a perfect idea, and especially for those growing kiddos, because then it's a way to capture their growth throughout the years. So this is one that you can reuse year after year.
Oh, absolutely. That's so true. But what was funny is that we had a little girl do these, and my hand is almost the same size as hers is.
I want to do it with my little brothers because their hands are gigantic. So what's the next one that you have for us?
This one is one of my favorites because one of the things, it's so hard to recycle. You know me, I'm into sustainability and recycling. And it's so hard to recycle medicine bottles. But what we've done here is we've painted the top black so that it'll blend in, and then it becomes a hide key. So you can take a pine cone and you just stick it right on the top, or you could take a piece of wood and put that on the top. And then you put a key inside the container, and then you attach your wood or whatever, and then you bury it in the ground, and you have a perfect hide key.
That's brilliant, and also so useful beyond just Father's Day, because I was just talking about how I need a hide key, so I might be doing this hack myself.
Well, and it's so cool because you really don't notice once it's buried in the ground. You'd never know if you just put a few little pine cones or, pieces of birch around, and you can gather that stuff in the mountains so simply.
And that's perfectly where we are, is up here in the mountains. Okay, so what's the next fun item that you have for us?
Well, the next item we have is to take your golf balls, and that's one of the things I love about the mountains is when you hit your golf ball, it goes so much further than it does when you're here. And we actually give you the template for the box. So you have a box for 2 golf balls or 3 golf balls. And what we've done here is just painted them with permanent markers. So you just take your golf ball and you take your marker and just draw on it, if I can open the marker, and just kind of draw or put little dots or whatever onto your golf ball. And that's a perfect gift for Dad. And he'll always know which ball is his.
It is a perfect gift, and especially like you said, when you're up here in the mountains and you're hitting those balls, sometimes they travel so much further. Looks like you've got some fun coasters over there with some bright colors.
These are cork coasters. And all you do with these is you take your painter's tape and you just put your painter's tape on there, and that's what we've done here. And we have some patterns on the website. And you don't have to use the painter's tape, you can just do it. But if you take it, and then let me take red, whoops, I make a mess here. And then I'll just take the red here and just color in between. So then when you take the painter's tape off, you have a really pretty design. And that's what these are examples of.
I love it. It's so perfect, and especially if you're just looking for that last minute gift idea. Now, we've got something behind you, and I always have to talk about it because it's a miracle piece for the holidays, and maybe you're getting Dad something really big for Christmas, or Father's Day, like new golf clubs. You can put a big bow on it.
You can put a huge bow on it, and you're right, with Bodabra, doing a bow is so super, super simple. And maybe when I'm there this summer, I guess it's only 2 months from now, then we can make bows, and we'll show you how to get ready for school with hair bows and that kind of thing.
Oh, I love a good hair bow. So thank you so much for all of this for Father's Day. What a great way to celebrate Dad, and what a fun way to let the kiddos do some arts and crafts.
Yeah, and gifts that Dad will actually like and be able to use.
Which is really important. That hide a key thing is so brilliant.
I know, I love it. I can't take responsibility. One of our design team members, Carol, came up with it, but it's so brilliant.
It is so brilliant, and the sustainability factor, that's something that I know you're very big on, and so it's cool to see it play in from Christmas to Father's Day and just continuing down the line.
Yes, exactly.
Sandy, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us this morning.
And thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Make sure that you check out Bodabra and you see all of the great things on the website, because they have crafts for every occasion and they'll help you do it yourself. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show.
Good morning, Vail.
Join us on the Leadville Railroad. This fun-filled train ride takes you and your family on an unforgettable trip through the heart of the Rockies for a half-day trip of adventure, relaxation, and sightseeing. Enjoy the spectacular Colorado scenery. Even meet the engineer. Book your adventure on the Leadville Railroad today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
TV8 se complace en compartir que nos estamos preparando para lanzar nueva programación en español. Pero antes de hacerlo, queremos saber de ti, nuestra increíble comunidad, sobre lo que tú quieres ver. Por eso, te invitamos a un evento especial en nuestro estudio el 12 de julio a las 6 de la tarde. Ven a compartir tus ideas, opiniones y visiones sobre el futuro de nuestra programación en español. Ya sean eventos locales, programas educativos o entretenimiento, queremos que tú formes parte de este proceso y ayudes a dar forma a nuestra programación. No te pierdas esta maravillosa oportunidad de ser parte de televisión que te refleja y te representa. Para más información y para confirmar tu asistencia, visita tv8vail.com. TV8 is excited to share that we're preparing to launch new programming in Spanish. But before we do, we want to hear from you, our incredible community, about what you want to see. That's why we invite you to a special event at our studio on July 12th at 6 p.m. Come share your ideas, opinions, and visions regarding the future of our Spanish programming. Whether it's local events, educational programs, or entertainment, we want you to be a part of this process and help shape our Spanish programming. Don't miss out on this wonderful opportunity to be a part of television that reflects and represents you. For full details and to RSVP, visit tv8vail.com.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Well, then make sure you tune in every day at 6:30 and 10:30 p.m. to catch The Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your three favorite mountain towns: Park City, Utah, Vail, Colorado, and Reno, Tahoe. I'll be your host, Maddie Evans, and I can't wait to see you there.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. I'm your host, Gretchen Pleshaw. It's the 8 a.m. hour. Maybe you're just waking up. I know I'm just waking up a little bit here. You need some coffee. It's Monday, a brand new week ahead, and what a weekend it was. All things GoPro mountain games this weekend. We had a blast. If you caught Mark and I, we were out there with all the athletes. It was just insanely amazing. As you can see, there was a yoga. There were different people talking about all different experiences. The weather was beautiful, some rain, some sunshine. We had the dogs everywhere. Dock dogs might have been my favorite. There was kayaking, there was slacklining, there was everything that you could ever imagine. Rock climbing, mountain biking, the list goes on and on. The slacklining, oh my goodness, Heather, I believe that I spoke to. We just had such a blast. I know so many of us in the Valley are moving a little bit slow today because of the GoPro Mountain Games, but do we have an amazing show in store for you. We have amazing, beautiful Tracy Miller doing the cooking segment, as well as adventures in coaching. So keep it right here. We're going to show you your daily weather for Monday. Hopefully it's a gorgeous week ahead. And keep it right here for more Good Morning Vail.
This weather report is brought to you by Sun and Ski Sports, your new mountain sports headquarters.
Welcome to the TV8 Weather Center. I'm your host, Gretchen Pleshaw. Let's take a look at your weather for this Monday. 8 a.m., 51 degrees, a high of 58. Rain, 80% chance with scattered thunderstorms throughout the day. Winds west to southwest, 5 to 10 miles per hour. So definitely a very cold and wet day today. 8 a.m., 51 degrees, partly cloudy. Noon, 51 and scattered thunderstorms. 4 p.m., 54 and still rainfall. And 8 p.m., 53 degrees and cloudy. When we take a look at that I-70 corridor, you can see that Eagle, 55% chance of rain, 63 degrees is the high. Avon, 80% chance of rain, 58 is the high, and Vail, 58 as well, 82% chance of rain. Denver, 90% chance of rain, and 67 degrees is the high. So lots of scattered thunderstorms throughout the area. Low tonight, 43 degrees, a 20% chance of rain, partly cloudy, and the sunset is at around 8:30 this evening. Let's take a look at the forecast throughout the week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, scattered thunderstorms. 57 for Tuesday, the high. 64 Wednesday, 64 on Thursday as well, and Friday 67, and you see some of that rain letting up, partly cloudy skies, and then Saturday 68 and partly cloudy. So it looks like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you know, a little precipitation, and then rounding out the rest of the week into the weekend, the sunshine will be coming up. Keep it right here for more of your weather and Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Well, then make sure you tune in every day at 6:30 and 10:30 p.m. to catch The Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your three favorite mountain towns: Park City, Utah, Vail, Colorado, and Reno, Tahoe. I'll be your host, Maddie Evans, and I can't wait to see you there.
When people think of world-class destinations, they're drawn to a place that provides opportunities for fine dining, shopping, superior lodging, exciting events, and unparalleled outdoor activities. Park City, Utah, and Vail, Colorado are renowned destinations for travelers and extraordinary homes for residents. Feature your exceptional products and services in these two luxury communities. Advertise with Park City Television and TV8 Vail. Contact us today.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. If you're like I am and I don't know how to cook very well, well, Tracy is your girl. Watch this amazing segment with Tracy teaching us how to cook in a crock pot.
It's chilly this morning. What's up? It's summertime here in the mountains, but the fruit and vegetables are so delicious. So today, what we're doing is the tri-tip. It was a big, like 5-pound tri-tip of steak. So we did that in the crock pot, but we're also going to do a corn and zucchini salad because this is the time that both corn and zucchini are plentiful and delicious. So I've already shucked my corn, and what I'm going to do is just put it in boiling water for about 5 minutes, maybe even a little bit less, because what happens when your veggies are super fresh like this, they do not take nearly as long to cook. So we're going to do a cold corn salad. So we just have this corn in boiling water, and we're just going to kind of rotate it around and let it cook for about 5 minutes. Meanwhile, we are going to make our salad, and this is going to be super easy. Zucchini, you can cook the zucchini if you want, just cut the tips off. And we have talked about different methods of chopping. So today what we're going to do is we are going to dice this up. So we're going to cut the zucchini into about 4 pieces. And I hope you remember by now, when you're working with these veggies, look at that. You don't want that. You want it to be a nice flat surface. So what you do is you cut the zucchini in half and then cut it into 4 pieces. And then we are going to cut it into 3 pieces this way. And then we're going to just dice it really, really small. And this is going to be served raw. So you kind of want to dice it nice and small, maybe about the size of a corn cob, because we are going to be taking the corn right off of the cob. So you want to dice it kind of the size of a corn kernel. And then we're going to do the same with this one. And I've decided only to cook 2 corns today because we don't want to waste it here. But if you have a family of 4, you're doing 4 pieces of corn and you're also doing the whole zucchini. I'm just going to do half the zucchini today because we're doing a half a recipe right now. We're also going to add some fresh green onion to it. Of course, if you prefer the red onion, and a lot of people do, then go ahead and put a red onion in here. Just slice it really, really thin so that you don't get too strong of an onion bite in your salad. So here we go, just chopping that up. Don't forget your sharp knife and your nice, very stable cutting board, because you don't want everything to be sliding all around. And again, everything is so fresh in the summertime that it really just needs only a little bit of cooking. And a lot of people like to eat raw. And when you are eating raw, your stomach has to get prepared for it, but it's really healthy for you, because the more that you cook your vegetables, if you're overcooking them or something like that, the more nutrients they lose. So what happens is, right when you cut up your veggies, they start to lose their minerals and their vitamins. So fresh is great, and cutting up everything right before you're about to eat it is the way to go as well. Okay, when I'm checking my corn, I just kind of take a little, I want this to still have that pop, that really crisp pop. So I just kind of take my knife and see that it pops. And it pops a little bit. I'm going to let this cook for just a couple, probably another minute or so. But really, when you have this super fresh corn, you can cook it for really like 3, 4, 5 minutes, depending on how big the kernels are. My kernels are kind of big right now, but some of them that you're going to get, they'll be little tiny. I actually was writing an article about corn a couple years ago, and a farmer wrote me back or emailed me, I don't remember the mode of communication, and said, Tracy, I loved your article because I told people don't overcook your corn. Like, everybody cooks their corn forever, and you really don't need to. You can cook it really, really quickly, and it tastes much better. And he said, I'm glad you wrote that article, because everybody overcooks their corn, then it gets stuck in your teeth and it's all mushy. And he said, I sometimes, when I'm out at the farm, I check the corn, and he just pulls the husk off and eats it right there raw, right off of where it's growing. So just know that it's true. You don't have to cook your corn that long. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this hot corn into a bath of cold water. It's called blanching, and you do it with your veggies if you want to cool them off very quickly, and if you want them to maintain their beautiful color. So a lot of times when you are like putting veggies on a veggie platter, you have broccoli or something like that, and you want it to be nice and green, you'll blanch it. You put it in boiling water, you boil it, and then you put it in ice cold water, and that's called blanching, and it's a great way just to maintain the color of your veggies and kind of keep them looking really pretty. And this is going to be a cold salad, so if you're heading out on a picnic or something like that, then you can take this with you. Now we're going to make a super easy salad dressing, and I'm going to do it right in the bowl. Let's see here. Our salad dressing is going to be a creamy one because we have a kind of a fatty cut of meat, so we're going to cut it a little bit with a cream. And whenever I make salad dressings that are creamy based, I do a mixture of mayonnaise and sour cream. If you just do mayonnaise, you kind of get a strong mayonnaise flavor, but if you mix some of that sour cream in there, equal parts, it's what we call cutting the flavor of the mayonnaise. So I'm just going to do equal parts, about a tablespoon of each. You're going to do 2 tablespoons because you're doubling up your recipe. So I have a tablespoon of mayonnaise, and then a tablespoon of sour cream. And really, I can put sour cream on anything. It's one of my favorites. So we have those, and we're also going to add a little bit of olive oil as well, just about a tablespoon of olive oil, because we just want a little more juice to it. And of course, salt and pepper. We'll add that. And then we want something acidic. So we're going to add some fresh lime juice to that. And whenever you're making a salad dressing, you typically want something nice and acidic in there because that's going to, once again, cut the harsh flavors of the creamy dressing that we have. So I'm going to squeeze the whole entire lime. And this is actually a good juicy lime. I broke my lime juicer. I think I overused it, but if you have one of those tools, those are the best. And another hint is if you put the lime or the lemon in the microwave, that gives you so much juice. Sometimes when I'm grilling, if I'm grilling fish and I want to put lemon on the side or something like that, I'll just cut the lemon in half and put it on the grill, and you squeeze it in a second and it has so much juice. Okay, so there we have our kind of our creamy dressing. And this is going to be just nice and fresh. Stir that around so it gets all combined. Give it a little taste too, because don't forget, when you're working with fresh veggies and fresh fruits like lime, you might be like, oh my gosh, that lime is so sour, I need to add a little bit of sweetness like honey or a little tiny bit of sugar or something like that. So give it a taste. See if you need to add anything. I'm going to taste it on the zucchini actually. So I'm going to give it a little taste. I think it tastes pretty good. It tastes a lot like olive oil, so I might want to put a little more lime juice if I can squeeze a little more in there. And again, when you're working with fresh fruits and vegetables, you always have to taste them. And I'm going to put a tad bit more sour cream in there just to kind of lighten it up a little because that olive oil is strong. When you're working with olive oil, of course, it's super healthy for you, but it's also pretty strong in flavor. So if you don't like the taste of olive oil and you want something different, then use a vegetable oil or a grapeseed oil or something that has a lighter flavor, a sunflower oil or something like that. All right, now I'm just going to put my zucchini and my onions right in there. And of course, sometimes the taste's mellow after you put your fruits and veggies into the salad dressing. Sometimes I'll taste something all by itself and I'll be like, oh, puckered up, that's like way too strong or something like that. But actually, when you get to eating it, it's not at all because it combines nicely with the flavors.
I don't know about you, but that is making me hungry. That dish looks amazing. Tracy knows how to cook. I'm very envious. Keep it right here, and we will see more of the amazing dish that Tracy is making on Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
Hello everyone, now is the time to refresh your floors. I'm Mandy Benedict. I'd love to invite you into our showroom to explore our 12,000 square foot showroom where you can view all different floors installed, see what it looks like in a larger space. One of our greatest growing products is waterproof wood flooring, which for our environment with kids and dogs and ski boot and our mountain lifestyle, this is a great flooring option. I brought one of the planks with me today. They're nice, long, wide planks. They're embossed on grain, so they look beautiful, but they perform really well in our mountain lifestyle. We have all employee installers. They've been working for over a decade with us, and we have a lifetime installation warranty. So not only do we make sure that the client gets what they want, we know what this climate needs. We have beautiful reclaimed floors, herringbone, really anything that you're looking for to update your home or your business. We have it at Rugs Benedict. We provide free estimates. So come in and visit us in the store. We'd love to see you.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. We recently just introduced you to a new segment called Adventures in Coaching. And now we've got Kim Smith joining me on the couch yet again. She is a wonderful business and career coach to help you further your progression throughout your career and your life. And now we're going to talk all things purpose because it's something that's super important. Good morning, Kim.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming back. I'm like totally nerding out about everything that you're saying, only because I think it's so important that people learn all of these lessons that you've been giving us.
Yeah, it really is a great way to really move your life forward and to think about, what is your purpose, which is what we're going to be talking about today. It's so foundational to your success.
And so let's talk about the concept of this life and business purpose that we are going to be talking about.
Okay, great. And so like what I was saying, it's so important to have a foundation and to understand what your purpose is, because so many of us walk through life not really knowing like what makes us tick, maybe what is our calling, so to speak. And a lot of times we run into trouble when we don't really know what that is, because all of a sudden maybe you've been working for many years in a career, maybe you're just starting out and you're like, this doesn't feel right, this doesn't really fit. It's something I thought I was supposed to do, but it just doesn't really seem to fit. So when I start working with people, we say, I ask them like, hey, have you ever thought about what your purpose is? And they're like, well, what does that mean? And, it really is taking a look at, what is your reason for being? What is your why, so to speak? And we'll go into a little bit more about, how you develop that.
Now, as we're talking about purpose, everyone thinks about it kind of differently, and it's one of those topics that's so broad and so expansive. And so why is it important for people to find their purpose? That way they can drive themselves forward in their career.
It is so important because it really means that you're digging kind of deep into understanding what makes you tick and what is going to make you happy. And it doesn't mean that, you have a career that is maybe exactly that purpose. It's not so much what you do, it's your why and why are you doing it. And that comes before what you do. Now you can incorporate your purpose into your career. It can be a direct incorporation. Like for me, for example, mine is to help people to reach their potential and their success, right? So I do that full time. But prior to this, I brought that into my career, in my marketing and sales careers, and so, I was with a mindset of like, how can I help people succeed? So it doesn't have to be a direct one-to-one correlation, but it's really clear. Important to be clear on what it is and why you're doing it so that you can use it almost as a guidepost or a North Star, so to speak, when you're making a big decision.
Now, as people are at home listening, because you've definitely got me thinking about what my purpose is, how can they start to find and develop their purpose?
So it's really a combination of values, passions, and strengths. And what I mean by values are not necessarily like your moral values, but what makes you happy? What's important to you? Could it be connecting with people? Could it be achieving things, risk-taking, adventure, honor, justice, those kinds of things? And I've got a huge list of those things that we go through when you're working with me in terms of defining like what those values are. And it's also important to look at what your passions are. What is it when you're doing it that you forget everything around you? You get lost in what you're doing. And if you can tap into that feeling and bring that into your purpose, think about what it is that you're doing when that happens. That's also a really key point of like determining your purpose. And then of course your strengths, if there's something that you're really good at. Are you good at writing? Are you good at speaking? Are you good at math, science, whatever? What is it that you're good at? You may not even be doing that in your current role right now, but like consider that, because that all kind of goes into the mix of determining what your purpose is.
Which I think is so cool. Even to hear you talk about it, you can see that you are passionate about what you do. Yeah. But we talked about it in the last one where this fills your cup helping other people. So then it brings that aspect of passion into it, which is how you're in the right spot. You found your purpose, not only personally, but when it comes to your career as well. And that's such a unique opportunity and experience for people to sit down, think about it, and have someone guide them through it, because this is something I have personally never thought about.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. We'll have to talk about that.
I know. Now I'm going to sit down and have you coach me just so that I can develop my purpose.
And it's those aha moments when somebody, suddenly realizes that like, oh my gosh, I haven't thought of this. Here's an opportunity for me to really define my life and determine what direction I really truly want to go in and what's going to, fit for my passions and my values and my purpose. What is that fit?
And so once you've helped people find their purpose, how do you guys determine if they are living in alignment with their purpose or not?
So that is a great question, and I like to use the analogy of like being in a little boat riding down the river. If you guys can imagine, we do a lot of river sports up here. You're in a boat. You hit the side sometimes, and sometimes you go into a little eddy, and maybe there's some rapids, and occasionally you might get thrown out of that boat. But generally you get back on, you're having fun, and things are going. But when you're not living your purpose, that is when you're in flow, right? But when you're not living your purpose, it probably feels like you're trying to paddle upstream, and you're going up and hard, you're getting more and more tired. And that's how, it works in life. You may experience, burnout in your job, or just like frustration and not feeling like things are fitting. And so that's how I like to use that analogy, just to sort of like do that sanity check. Am I living my purpose or not?
Which I think is something that a lot of people let go by the wayside here, because we do live this like extravagant lifestyle of being outside and doing these recreational sports that we know and we love, and we're soaking up the sunshine, and we're skiing, and we're snowboarding, and we're river rafting, and we're hiking, and we're doing all of these things that help us personally stay sane. But when you transform that into your career, it totally can make a difference, because it can help with your mental health stability, like you said. It can help avoid burnout, and it can lower your stress levels incredibly.
Yes, extremely. And I also think it's really important, because if you have a major decision to make in your life, maybe it's a career change or you're wanting to move, it's a really great way to sort of like measure up, like, is this decision I'm going to make aligned with my purpose? And if it's not, you should really think about, what else you might want to be doing.
Now, as people are listening, because I've been listening this whole time, and they're looking for those specific next steps to start finding their purpose, where do you start?
So the specific next steps are to really think about, again, what are your values and what is it that is making you passionate about something? What do you love doing? And when you're doing it, you're like in that zone, right? You're in the flow. So that's, you can certainly go, there's a lot online about like how to determine your purpose, but I've come up with a methodology that I think breaks it down a lot more simply than what I'm able to find online. And it's confusing. I mean, there's a lot of information out there, from individual purpose to business purpose to mission and vision. And I will talk about mission and vision down the road, but getting clear on your purpose is really important.
And then you said that magic word right there, flow, because once you get your brain to that flow state, and it's easy for you to get up, know what you're doing, be successful in what you're doing, but also not be so overwhelmed that you are experiencing that burnout, your life becomes transformed for the better.
Yes, that's certainly the hope, right? And the reason for doing this is to get people to a place where they're happy and they feel empowered and that they know where they want to go with their lives.
Now, what is one of the biggest benefits people will see as they start to develop their purpose and kind of define it a little bit better?
Really, it is about being clear about where you're going and what you want to do. I mean, it's pretty simple, right? Taking that and what do you feel when you are living on purpose? And then, how do you align it with your life? That's the next step, is to kind of look at, okay, I've got my purpose figured out. How do I incorporate that into my life? And it doesn't have to be, like I said, a one-to-one exact, this is my purpose and therefore I'm going to only do this. But how do you bring it into your life, into your relationships, with your family, your coworkers, your work? It really is an umbrella that goes over everything that you're doing.
Which I think is one of the most fascinating parts for me, just to hear you talk about this, but then know your story of you finding that purpose throughout your career and succeeding very well in this marketing career that you had for so long, but realizing you wanted more and you wanted to bring these two together, and now you have the opportunity to do both. So I have a couple more questions for you, but one of them is, if someone is at home listening to this and they're like, wow, I feel like I could develop so much by having some one-on-one time with Kim, what's the best way for them to get in contact with you, to book you as their coach?
Thank you for asking. You can go to my website, which is adventuresandcoaching.com, or reach me at kim@adventuresandcoaching.com. It's pretty straightforward. Just reach out to me. I'd be happy to talk to you. There's also a little form on my website that tells me a little bit more about you before we talk. And I set up initial calls just to kind of do a little discovery and see if it might be a good fit for both of us.
It is important that you make sure that you guys click well together. Now, we're going to continue to do these sessions where you can not only help us critically think about maybe our purpose or where we want to grow professionally or personally, or just really to define what we think we should be doing. So what are some of the other great topics we're going to be covering?
So we're going to be talking about some women in business issues because I am currently holding a Women in Business series through the Vail Valley Partnership. And that's been really enlightening for me to be able to work with a lot of women in the Valley and talk about, what are the challenges here. So I'll be talking about that, leadership, communication skills. I am going to be doing a segment on business coaching and what that looks like. And so, the topics are endless. And if there's anything that you guys want to hear from me about, please let Maddie know here and we'll go from there.
Kim, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me, giving all of us this great information. You've definitely got me critically thinking about where I want to go and what my purpose is.
Great.
And I think that's one of the coolest parts about you taking these next steps with people to just help them grow.
Yeah, thanks so much. It's been fantastic spending time with you, and I love talking about this, and I'm super excited to be part of the Vail Valley and the business community here, and look forward to coming back again soon.
Kim, again, thank you so much for being here. Make sure that you continue to stay tuned, as we are going to continue to dive deeper in this Adventures in Coaching, only because it can help you in so many ways grow better than you knew possible. And defining your purpose is one of those very first steps. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned.
Good morning, Vail.
It's that time where we're talking Sun and Ski Sports Product of the Week. Now, we've got a great pair of shoes if you're looking to get out there and enjoy the courts. Now, these shoes are going to be as tough for you as you are on the competitor. Now, this is the Head Revolt Pro 4.0. This shoe has so many great features to it, and I don't even know where to begin. Head has this incredible technology called the T-Core 360, giving the shoe core strength, enhanced stability, and torsional support. Now, this also has a lockdown strap right here that's integrated into the lacing system, making it nice and easy for you to keep your foot stable while you're out there enjoying the courts. Now, it also has a 360-degree ventilation cooling system, not only on the top of the shoe, the upper portion right here, but also on the sole of the shoe where that nice little vent is to help you keep your feet cool while you're enjoying the courts. Now, it also has a lateral control to avoid rollovers with your ankles when you're out there enjoying anything that you're doing on the courts. Whether it's tennis or pickleball, these are the shoes for you to make sure that you are nice and supported while you're enjoying your favorite sport. Now, to get your hands on these fabulous shoes, you should check out Sun and Ski Sports. Whether you go online or whether you shop in store, you can go in and find your perfect pair of courtside shoes. That way you can enjoy everything that you're doing and make sure that your feet are nice and stable out there. We want to thank Sun and Ski Sports for giving you this product of the week. We've got more after this.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Time to rise and shine? There's no better way to start your day off than with the Good Morning Vail crew. You asked for more and TV8 delivered. Good Morning Vail is here for you with your local news, sports, weather, and community events every morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. No matter the season, we give you a reason to watch, so grab your coffee and join the fun. Live stream us at tv8vail.com or on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. And remember, there's more for you on 92.
Good morning, Vail.
This weather report is brought to you by Sun and Ski Sports, your new mountain sports headquarters.
Welcome to the TV8 Weather Center. I'm your host, Gretchen Pleshaw. Let's take a look at your weather for this Monday. 8 a.m., 51 degrees, a high of 58. Rain, 80% chance with scattered thunderstorms throughout the day. Winds west to southwest, 5 to 10 miles per hour. So definitely a very cold and wet day today. 8 a.m., 51 degrees, partly cloudy. Noon, 51 and scattered thunderstorms. 4 p.m., 54 and still rainfall. And 8 p.m., 53 degrees and cloudy. When we take a look at that I-70 corridor, you can see that Eagle, 55% chance of rain, 63 degrees is the high. Avon, 80% chance of rain, 58 is the high, and Vail, 58 as well, 82% chance of rain. Denver, 90% chance of rain, and 67 degrees is the high. So lots of scattered thunderstorms throughout the area. Low tonight, 43 degrees, a 20% chance of rain, partly cloudy, and the sunset is at around 8:30 this evening. Let's take a look at the forecast throughout the week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, scattered thunderstorms. 57 for Tuesday, the high. 64 Wednesday, 64 on Thursday as well, and Friday 67, and you see some of that rain letting up, partly cloudy skies, and then Saturday 68 and partly cloudy. So it looks like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you know, a little precipitation, and then rounding out the rest of the week into the weekend, the sunshine will be coming up. Keep it right here for more of your weather and Good Morning Vail.
This weather report is brought to you by Sun and Ski Sports, your new mountain sports headquarters.
Do you love coffee? Well, now there's an easier way to have access that's more friendly to the environment, and that's steep coffee. And we've got Ron Scadina joining us. Ron, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. Quite an honor.
We love coffee here, as you can imagine. We're up quite early, and this is a great way to get coffee on the go, but also to enjoy it if you're someone who loves the outdoors.
The coffee is fantastic in the outdoors. It's great on the run. All you need to do is add a little bit of hot water or cold water, actually, and you can make coffee within 2 to 3 minutes.
Which is something that makes it nice and convenient for everyone to get their hands on some delicious coffee. And so steep coffee is a new way for people to enjoy it. So for people who have not heard of steep, can you explain what it is to us?
Simply coffee in a tea bag. We've created a proprietary process to actually grind the coffee at a certain micron, put the coffee in a special sachet that allows the water to agitate the coffee, and then we nitrogen seal the coffee in a bag, so we have a 12-month shelf life, and it's fully compostable, so you can take it anywhere you want to go. And we're using the SCA specifications to 14.2 grams of coffee to 8 ounces of water.
Which makes it super convenient, and especially for those people who are outdoor enthusiasts. So whether you're skiing, biking, hiking, backpacking, camping, this is the perfect way to have this in your car ready to go. That way you can have coffee whenever you want it.
Have you had a chance to try it?
I have not had a chance to try it yet, and I'm a coffee fiend. If I told you how many cups of coffee I've had alone today, you would be amazed.
Well, if it's interesting, if you go to our website, you'll see that you pop down a little, pop down on where to get the coffee, and it's at 5,000 points of distribution across the country right now, including Whole Foods nationally and 576 Walmart stores as well.
So it's easy for people to get their hands on steep coffee, and something that's special about what you guys do is you're also blending in these mushrooms that help support immune systems, which this is kind of a phase or like a fad right now that's taking over, having this mushroom support.
So interesting you bring that up. We actually package right now for 450 roasters across America that pay us to package for them using our technology. One of our partners, and our first partner in the functional space, created a product with mushrooms that they infuse into the coffee. We package it for them, so we're their packaging partner. They're using our proprietary method to secure the coffee, keep it fresh, but they've created this proprietary process on the mushroom side of the infusion. They're in Colorado, and the name of that company is Peak State, S-T-A-T-E, and they're one of our partners. And as you know, that we've been nominated for an award for innovation, not only with our packaging, but with the mushroom coffee as well.
Which is something that's so incredible, and the fact that you guys are so sustainable for our environment really shows that you love that outdoor lifestyle, which also speaks volumes to your product, since this is one that you can always use when you're enjoying the outdoors.
And the nice thing was when you get done using it, you won't leave an imprint right on it'll break down since it's fully compostable. And there's nothing else like it in the world.
So what was the inspiration behind Steep?
Our CEO he used to take a suitcase full of equipment, a scale, a pour over kettle, coffee, and his grinder, and he would spend all this time packing everything to go to his in-laws. And he said he thought there's got to be a simpler way. So he started innovating and creating this about 7 years ago, so that when he travels now, all he needs is a steep sachet, coffee in a tea bag. And the nice thing is it also makes cold brew overnight within 24 hours. So you just add cold water, it makes cold brew. It's stronger in 48 hours, 72 hours. But that was the innovation. A man named Josh Wilbur created it.
Which, I mean, I've mentioned it now. I love coffee and I love caffeine, and you're not going to miss any of the caffeine with regular coffee by enjoying a bag of Steep, correct?
Correct. So what we did is we looked at French press and we looked at pour over. And we combined these two in creating this sachet. So when you dip and dunk it, it extracts and agitates the coffee so that it yields the caffeine that's in normal French press or a pour over. So we call this method the French press without the mess. And you and I all know that we've made French press and left it on the counter too long because our partners then had to remind us it should be in the garden. The grind should be in the garden, not on the counter.
Right. My mom is a big coffee drinker as well, and she has an espresso machine at home. And yeah, she goes through the coffee grounds or the espresso bean grounds so frequently that that's something that she definitely uses in her garden. Now, as people are looking into getting it, you guys do carry a lot of different types of coffee. And so which one is your favorite?
I love a coffee that we had roasted by one of our partners in Oakland from Mr. Espresso, and we created a coffee that's French roasted, but it's also roasted over oak wood. So the nice thing is the way it roasts then, it takes longer to roast the coffee, but it brings out these incredible flavors that you don't get unless you use oak wood. So I like the breakwater coffee. That's my favorite. And this coffee also won the award at the Nexties at the Expo 2021 as Best New Coffee and Coffee and Tea category. So the Breakwater is my favorite, but I also like the Eventide when I don't want the caffeine in the afternoon. It's a single origin Ethiopian Swiss water process. So you get also this incredible coffee without any chemicals or decaf.
I feel like coffee is such a simple luxury, but it is a luxury product for so many, and this is just such a great way for people to enjoy it, have a smaller carbon footprint while doing so, and then of course probiotics, immune system boosting, and all of these great aspects to just make that simple pleasure even better.
After listening to you, I would definitely ask you to join our team as an evangelist, because you obviously understand it well, and I appreciate the time and energy you spent to learn about what we do and how we do it, and just being able to share it with the world.
Ron, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us, and thank you for taking that carbon footprint that coffee has been leaving behind and getting rid of it. That way you can be sustainable, caffeinated, and also, if you need probiotics or your immune system boosted, you're ready to go.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome aboard. Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. Grab your boarding pass. It's time to jet set.
Here at Sun and Ski Sports, we are all about having the best summer adventures. Our full-service bike shop is here to help you get back on the saddle with services ranging from simple tire changes, full bike overhauls, and rentals. If trail running, hiking, or trips to the lake are your thing, our expert staff will fit you in the best performing footwear or clothing. And don't forget about a relaxing day on the water with our stand-up paddleboard rentals. Call Sun and Ski Sports in Avon or Dillon today, or learn more at sunandski.com/CO.
Join us on the Leadville Railroad. This fun-filled train ride takes you and your family on an unforgettable trip through the heart of the Rockies for a half-day trip of adventure, relaxation, and sightseeing. Enjoy the spectacular Colorado scenery. Even meet the engineer. Book your adventure on the Leadville Railroad today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Vail Skin and Lashes, located in the heart of Avon, offers a full array of aesthetic and medical treatments and services. We feature only the highest quality products in an upscale medical-grade skincare boutique. Experience this luxurious, welcoming, and inviting environment. We are dedicated to providing expert personalized care, artistry, wellness, beauty. That's Vail Skin and Lashes Medical Spa.
Good morning, Vail.
Earlier in this hour, we watched Tracy make this amazing dish in a crock pot. I am so envious. I am going to learn. Let's see how it worked out.
All right, here's a fun thing to do. We are going to take the corn off the cob. Now this is always nice to have a flat surface for this too. Ooh, yeah, that corn is looking really good and very fresh. We're just going to do this. Some people say they like to put their corn like in a bundt cake container where you can like stick the corn cob in there and then the corn just falls into the bundt cake. That's high maintenance for me, but if you're a newbie at getting the corn off the cob, that might be something you'd like to do. But this is pretty easy actually, and if you've ever had a kid or yourself with braces, you've done this before. All right, look at how nice and easy that comes off. Sharp knives are a key in the kitchen, which of course you should know that by now. Blanching is always really nice to do when you're working with fresh fruits and vegetables if you want to cook them and then keep them cold after. Alrighty, so now we have our corn. I'm just going to put that right there and break it up a little. Zucchini and corn salad. And I'm actually going to add a Roma tomato to this as well so I can give it a nice shot of color. And tomatoes, all this stuff is just super delicious and fresh right now. So the Romas are actually really good. Romas are nice because they're kind of hardy and they can last, you know, you can find them throughout the year. Oh, now I have corn all over me. The corn does go flying. Okay, so we're going to cut the Roma again, just like we cut it. We cut the zucchini. I'm going to give it some stripes with a nice sharp knife, and then I'm going to make it really small so they're all kind of the same size. A serrated knife is really nice to use if you're cutting tomatoes as well. If your knife isn't super duper sharp, it kind of makes it a little bit easier. If the kids are helping you or something, you want to give them a serrated knife. Make it a little less dangerous for them. Okay, so we have a super simple fresh salad. Keep it simple in the summertime because fruits and veggies are so good. You don't want to muck them up with too much stuff. So here we go, a nice creamy salad right there. Give it a taste, see if it needs a little more salt and pepper. Add some lettuce if you'd like to. And there we have it. I'm going to give it another shot of salt and pepper. And that's about it. Then you just like let it cool down. It'll be nice and tasty and colorful. And it has that creamy texture, which I think you're going to like with the beef tri-tip. Okay, let's move over to here where we have our crock pot. I have my crock pot going, and I actually cooked this overnight, which is kind of what I like to do. Now I'm going to show you the end result of that 5-pound beef tri-tip. Look at this. It's all nice and cooked, and it's really juicy. Do you see how much juice is in there? All I did was I put the tri-tip, I cut it in half, and I put it right in the crock pot. I didn't add any water, I didn't add any broth. And I think that one of the big mistakes that people make when they're cooking with their crock pot is they always want to add a little liquid. So if you have a fatty piece of meat, like this, or maybe a pork that has some fat on it, or really even chicken, I don't add any liquid to my crock pot because what happens is your crock pot is a slow cooker. If you don't have a crock pot, you can put your tri-tip in a pan, in a baking pan, and then cover it with a piece of saran wrap and then a piece of aluminum foil, tighten it all the way around, and cook it in your oven at about 285 for 8 to 10 hours. And that's what I did on this one. I did it on slow for 10 hours. I did it overnight, and then it was ready and it was cooked to perfection. And it's juicy enough that I don't need to add any more juices. So what happens, one of the big problems that people do with their crock pots is they put a meat in there and then they put a whole bunch of broth in there. So what happens is you're kind of just boiling your meat. You're not going to get any kind of sear. You're not going to get that slow cook. You're just going to get boiled meat. So be very careful when you're adding liquid to your crock pot. I really think it's completely unnecessary. And when I do chicken in here too, even if I do a chicken breast, I'll usually put a couple onions or carrots at the bottom and then I'll put the chicken breast on top that's seasoned, and then I'll just close it down and cook it for like 4 hours or something. And it gets juicy enough because the natural juices from the chicken and from the veggies are going to start to secrete, and that's going to give it a lot of flavor, and that's going to make it so that there's enough liquid on the bottom that you're not going to wake up to like a burnt crock pot, but you're going to have some great flavor. So let's see what this looks like. We'll move the salad over here. I cut this in half just to fit into my crock pot. It was well seasoned already, so we kind of got like a little easy one on this with this beef tri-tip. Okay, and here we go. Definitely a little oily, which is why I wanted to do like a creamy sauce. And now let's see. I'm just gonna slice it, and it's gonna shred. It's gonna shred a little too, so you could shred the whole thing if you wanted to with 2 forks. But there you go. So you have some nice meat right there. Look at how nice that is, and look at how tender it's cooked. So that can last a while. And there's a lot of recipes you could do with this. You know, you could make some tacos out of it if you wanted to. You could just put it on your cold salad if you wanted to. Lots of different recipes. I'm going to say it's more of a high-fat meat, so you're going to want something pretty healthy on the side. But, you know, that's just what I say. So let's plate this up and make it look really nice. Let me get this out of the way. Here's our plate. Let's get a little bit of meat here, and then some salad. More salad than meat, right? Everybody knows that you're supposed to have like 3/4 of your plate, or actually half of your plate filled up with veggies, 1/4 of it with a meat, and then 1/4 of it with a starch if you're doing that. But here we go. We have the tri-tip, and it's going to be served with this creamy salad, a corn salad. So you have a lot of fresh veggies, and then you have a little meat. So if you're looking to do a little barbecue, this is going to be perfect. And using the crock pot in the summertime is really nice because you get your meat, but yet you don't have to heat up your whole entire kitchen. So I really encourage people to use a crock pot in the summertime just for that reason, because nobody wants to turn on the oven in the summer, and the crock pot just sits there. It warms up just its little spot, and it doesn't get your whole house warm. So that's the beef tri-tip with the corn and zucchini salad. Once again, thank you for paying attention. I hope you really enjoy it, and let me know if you have any questions. And if you do, you can email me at tracy@colorfulcooking.com.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Join host Mitch English and Reese Pascal for Daily Flash, a live, upbeat, and fun take on today's news, entertainment, and social media trends. Our host will keep you informed, entertained, and ready to jumpstart your day. Tune in to Daily Flash.
Good morning, Vail.
This weather report is brought to you by Sun and Ski Sports, your new mountain sports headquarters.
Welcome to the TV8 Weather Center. I'm your host, Gretchen Pleshaw. Let's take a look at your weather for this Monday. 8 a.m., 51 degrees, a high of 58. Rain, 80% chance with scattered thunderstorms throughout the day. Winds west to southwest, 5 to 10 miles per hour. So definitely a very cold and wet day today. 8 a.m., 51 degrees, partly cloudy. Noon, 51 and scattered thunderstorms. 4 p.m., 54 and still rainfall. And 8 p.m., 53 degrees and cloudy. When we take a look at that I-70 corridor, you can see that Eagle, 55% chance of rain, 63 degrees is the high. Avon, 80% chance of rain, 58 is the high, and Vail, 58 as well, 82% chance of rain. Denver, 90% chance of rain, and 67 degrees is the high. So lots of scattered thunderstorms throughout the area. Low tonight, 43 degrees, a 20% chance of rain, partly cloudy, and the sunset is at around 8:30 this evening. Let's take a look at the forecast throughout the week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, scattered thunderstorms. 57 for Tuesday, the high. 64 Wednesday, 64 on Thursday as well, and Friday 67, and you see some of that rain letting up, partly cloudy skies, and then Saturday 68 and partly cloudy. So it looks like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you know, a little precipitation, and then rounding out the rest of the week into the weekend, the sunshine will be coming up. Keep it right here for more of your weather and Good Morning Vail.
This weather report is brought to you by Sun and Ski Sports, your new mountain sports headquarters.
Thank you for watching the past 2 hours of Good Morning Vail. I'm your host, Gretchen Pleshaw. What an amazing past 2 hours we've had. Happy Monday to you. Get on out there, soak up that sunshine. Tomorrow on Good Morning Vail, we have the incredible Mark Sassy, probably not rocking his jorts this time like at the GoPro Mountain Games, with the beautiful Claire Noble and so intelligent, as well as the amazing Vail Police Department. Have a beautiful Monday. Like I said, get on out there, enjoy that sunshine, and keep it right here for more Good Morning Vail. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer